We don't care what R. Kelly did.
Did I say anything racist this time?
You better get out of here, honky.
And now for something completely different.
I got moves, man.
Well, two honks and Kim just messing around. You'll never know what they talk about on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and family too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin.
Yeehaw!
All right, he's done more than crap his pants. He's crapped his computer tonight. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so it is August 11th. I got these other guys muted. Let's unmute them. We got Kevin as always. And tonight we have special guest from Blake, but Blake's not here, so I guess we're just gonna. I guess he's our new best
Winging it.
friend. So Landon from Michigan is here. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, where about in Michigan are you?
You ever heard of a town called Beast Lansing?
Not Beast Lansing. I've heard of East.
Beast Lansing, that's what we call it. Okay, so I'm
Okay.
a half hour. I'm a big Spartan fan. I got the Spartan hat too. So
There you go.
I'm actually between Detroit and Lansing, off the same highway, Interstate 96. So I'm a half hour from Lansing, 45 minutes from Detroit.
Okay, awesome. So I guess we'll kind of get it. We're gonna just get into it here. We're gonna talk a lot of Malice at the Palace tonight. So just so you guys are aware of the subject at hand, it's a documentary. I think did it come out today, Kevin?
It came out. I thought it came out the 10th.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yesterday.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So it came out yesterday, and it was it was good. I think Blake brought up the fact that he nothing new came out of the pod in terms of what we know, right? Of course, I mean we would know a lot because we're Pacer fans, we're from Indy, and I was a child. I watched it happen. Oh, well, I wasn't a child. I was a young man. What am I doing? And so we're kind of intimate with the situation, much more than somebody on the West Coast or East Coast would be. So I enjoyed going back and watching it though, because as I was saying, like there are moments I was like clapping and laughing. I was like, man, it's so stupid. And there were times I was so mad because I text you guys, man, fuck Jamal Tinsley.
Yeah.
Because
You really went. You went. You could tell you went through a roller coaster of emotion by the text messages that you were sent, and you kind of got me hyped to watch it because it was like soon as I got off of work, I ended up watching it. But yeah, you definitely went through a roller coaster of emotion.
Yeah, we hear everything Blake's doing. I think I'm gonna mute him. I don't want to mute him though. So yeah, it was definitely a roller coaster of emotions. Being a Pacer fan, and there have been so many times in Pacers history we've been so close, right? At least I feel like we've been on the verge of winning a finals championship, whether it was with the Dale Davis, Reggie Miller era, the Jermaine O'Neal, Ron Artest era, and then the Lance Stevenson and PG Hibbert West era, right? I think there's been at least 3 times in my lifetime, at least, we've had a team assembled and ready to go. And
Yeah,
it's been for
it's a
one
challenge.
reason or another. We just haven't, and I feel more times than not, it's been the head case of the team. That, I feel like Lance Stevenson may have cost us, some stuff, and Ron Artest, of course, cost us stuff. What is the feeling about the whole Malice in the Palace thing from a Detroit Piston perspective?
Oh Lord! So real quick, did you guys watch this? Were you watching this live when this game happened 20 years ago, whatever it was?
Yep.
So I did not watch the live. So this was early, when like I think
It was
I was working
05, right?
overnight. I was working at FedEx, and like I caught it on Sports Center like like almost right after it happened, going into work.
Because it was 04, right? Because we won the championship in 04.
Mm-hmm.
And so that would have happened in like June when the championship usually goes on. And that
Right.
game happened in what, November?
Yeah, it's like one of the
Right.
first
So the
games.
same,
Yeah.
Yep. It was.
so like
Yeah.
the
It was
same year, just a couple months later, right?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So for me, I've always been a Pistons fan ever since I was a kid, right?
Mhm.
Back in 1989, I don't remember that championship, but we beat the Lakers. But the year after we played Portland, 1990, that's when I started really getting into basketball. We beat the Trailblazers that year. I mean, but Bad Boys was grown men basketball. What's played now is just, just pretend basketball. But anyways, I was watching that game live. I watched every game of 04. I watched every game of 05. I mean, we had gone to 6 straight Eastern Conference champions, as that team that was in that documentary had gone to 6 straight Eastern Conference championships. So we were all in. We were winning. I mean, we were there. So what I wish they would have shown was what Rick Carlisle came into this picture, because what you guys tell me why you had your starters out there with less than a minute left up by 17 points.
Right.
Right?
It's almost
What was
like
that
they were
about?
trying to prove. It's almost like they were trying to prove a point. I almost
Okay.
wish that, like, in coming from the Detroit side, I wish they would have showed like the Detroit kind of like the growth of that team, because that was like a different type of team. They kind of went through the same thing of they got beat a couple times, and then they became like the juggernauts right there, and they actually kind of changed the game because they were so good at defense that the
Defense. Yep, that was
NBA, like
yeah.
soon as after they were done with their championship run, the NBA just changed all these different rules to make it easier to score. Because remember, that was when you were seeing games that were 70-70
You were
and
lucky to
stuff
play
like that.
90. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And that was the best thing about that Detroit team.
So my question was, where did Rick Carlisle come into this? Because just the year prior, in 2003, we fired Rick Carlisle for Larry Brown. That
Mhm.
next year, the Pacers hired Rick Carlisle. So he came from Detroit to you guys, right? He wasn't
Right.
good enough of a coach. So thought Joe Dumars. He wasn't good enough of a coach to win us a championship. So we got rid of Carlisle and got Larry Brown.
Right. Right.
Right. So my thing is, I'm thinking Carlisle left those guys out there to prove a point. Like, hey, we're
Oh,
here
yeah.
to take this from you guys, right?
Well, no doubt.
Right.
I mean, the whole point of that game was like us or the Pacers showing dominance, right? That's the whole point of the game.
Right. And it was way more important
Changing of the guard.
it was way more important for y'all to win that than for us, because we just won the championship. We don't care about game number 7 of the regular season. Right.
Definitely.
We didn't care about that.
Definitely.
Right.
Yep. I mean, do you ever like, I mean, we can throw over to football, right? Say when a championship team wins football and then they come to your hometown, then it's like, burn them. Right. Just, I mean, I remember, I remember, when the Colts, whenever the Colts play the championship team, it's the same thing as, why not the Pacers? Pacers are the same way. Whenever we play LeBron James, just, it's go time. I just feel like it's just
Right. And whenever you're the champion, you're always going to get everybody else's best shot anyways, right?
Right.
Kind of like if you're Duke or North Carolina, you're going to get every podunk school that's going to face you. You're going to get their best shot.
Yeah, it's so
But
we see you twice.
How do we see you twice, bro?
Man, this is turning into a scary movie.
I'm so
and neither one of them work.
I can't hear out of my computer, and it's making me mad. Can you guys even hear me?
So is your computer? Yes, we can hear you.
And we can also hear the feedback from your phone.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I'm on my computer. I'm not, because I still can't hear you guys.
We can hear you through your headset. I'm sorry, through your mic. But then we hear, man, you got to get it fixed.
Turn the computer off and just do it through your phone.
Yeah, just do it.
That's a stubborn dude right there, man.
Turn his phone back on. There he goes.
There you go. Just do it. Yes. Just do it through your phone. Yes.
For today. Yep.
All I
Jeez.
We're live.
All I wanted to do was make fun of Landon today.
No, come on with it, bro. Come on with it.
You lost that.
Yeah, you lost that credibility. So listeners, if you did not know, we were probably supposed to go at 9 o'clock, but everybody was kind of scrambling and doing something. And Blake said that he had to set up, so we were like, all right, 9 o'clock is 9:30 is good. It'll give Blake a bunch of time to get set up. Blake is still not officially set up.
No. I've been set up an hour. I've just been sitting here waiting. My mic, everything was working, and then as soon as you guys started talking, I heard a little bit, and then it was gone. I can't. And when I got off the air, I turned on Spotify, and I could hear it through my speakers, through my computer, and through my headset. So I don't know if it is somehow messing up with Restream or not, but I even now I don't even have my headphone in. I can't hear you guys off of this. What a mess.
Yeah.
So
Your Potomatic sucks. You're good. We're kind of just now getting into the Malice at the Palace documentary, and we're trying to scale the Detroit Pistons fan side, because that's the part of the Pacers side. We don't know what they saw with everything and what they thought of it. So Landon, when this was all going on and the stories were coming out, how did Pistons fans feel? Did they even really care?
Oh, we were fired up, man. We were fired up. I was fired up that night. Like, man, let me get a hold of a Pacers fan. Where's Blake at? Let me get some scraps, man. Because Blake's the only Pacer fan I've ever known, man. I don't know people that like the Pacers. We just don't have that up
You
here.
don't even like the Pacers.
Well, I mean, whatever. If he's from Indiana,
Man.
so you know what?
Yeah.
He's, but no, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, we were hyped.
No one is more of a fan and cares more about their state than Landon.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
He like everything. Anytime it's like Indiana, it's always like so negative. It's just like,
no, that's not
I
true,
don't even
bro.
care, 'cause I'm not even a Pacers fan.
Hey, I'll cheer for Butler. You didn't even know Butler was in your state for a long time, so it's fine, bro. It's fine.
They're like right down the road.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah. Most people didn't until they almost won the NCAA championship. Like, oh,
yeah,
they're
until
from
they
Indiana?
knocked out.
Yes, I'm a huge fan.
Nice.
Oh man.
So there's parts in the documentary that like I didn't know. I didn't know fully all the lead up, because we only got like a couple people's story. Like Richard finding out that the Tinsley was like, hey, go get your foul. Like Ron didn't even think of that until Jamal Tinsley reminded him, hey, go get your foul. And that ignited everything right there.
Right, and the fact that the game was over, that didn't need to happen. All those starters didn't need to be in that game with a minute left.
I'm with you. They did not even need to be on the floor at all.
But like I was saying, and Blake wasn't here, Rick Carlisle was in charge of that. You know, as a coach, if you're winning and you're up by 15 points, pull your starters out of the game. If you're losing, you can leave your starters in there until the other team takes their starters out. You want 30-second or full timeout? Blake, what do you got?
Timeout. Get out of here, bro. If nothing happened, then nothing would have been said. If Ben Wallace,
okay, well, what happens if one of your jokers got hurt?
On him, but no. This is my point. Like, it doesn't. Players are in and all that. Like, you're just throwing blame on somebody else that has nothing to do with it, in my opinion.
I'm not throwing blame at all. I'm saying
Hold on. The bottom line is. Oh, this audio is god awful.
You just now figuring that out? Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Landon, you cut out. No, like, I mean, I was just gonna say, look, it's a snowball effect. Like, that push has been done in the NBA many times, right? It's just an incident. Like, it, obviously it was one of the biggest, worst incidences in the NBA, but it's just one of those that just snowballed. Like, sure, if any of us had a beer thrown on us, as a man, you're going to react. So I don't even blame Ron Artest for acting.
Even on accident, dude. Like,
at the end of the day, I'm just a man.
Say, even on accident, like, even if someone accidentally spills a beer on you, you're like, what the hell?
Right, right.
I think the other thing that really kind of hit me was when I think it was Jermaine said that the Detroit guys didn't even really care.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was like,
and
we're all friends. Like
Steven Jackson. It was Steven Jackson.
It was Steven Jackson. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he was just like Ben Wallace was throwing the armbands and doing whatever. He was like he
Creating the
didn't
show.
care. He was kind of doing it as like a joke. Like he said, they all know each other. They all,
Yeah,
they
because the
talk.
game was over too. So yeah, Ben Wallace was throwing a big fit. Well, he wasn't throwing a big fit. I say he was putting on a show.
He was
To
putting
get
on
it.
the
I mean,
show.
it was 20 seconds. It was how many seconds was left? It was, I think under 20 seconds. Like, hey, I get kicked out of the game. It is what it is. I go to the locker room early. I get the shower.
Right,
first.
Yeah.
Can we agree? Can we agree on one
Yeah.
thing? Just one thing. Can we agree on one thing? Your boy Ron Artest did not want no part of Ben Wallace.
I don't
No,
think
no,
anybody
no.
wanted part of Ben Wallace.
No.
I mean, that's the
I think all of it was for play. He wasn't lunging like
It's the smartest
it was
thing he
all
did.
front. It was all fake fronting. Yeah, it was all
Okay.
fake front. Yeah,
yeah. Even
Yeah,
who was it? Jackson
now-
that said even in the NBA, no one wants to fight. Like it's always
yeah. That's
just
what Steven Jackson said. Yeah,
it's always just a show.
yeah. It's a tough guy show.
Right, and there was that part in
Yeah.
there that not everybody knew that
Now,
that
I'm
Ben
not-
Wallace lost his brother. He lost his brother like the day before or something. So he
Yeah.
wasn't in the best frame of mind. You know, you want to be shoving him from behind like that. You know,
Right.
and that's not a good. You know,
Right.
but nobody wants nobody wants any part of Ben Wallace.
But
That dude is just.
No,
I mean,
no.
Go ahead, Blake.
But was it that hard? I don't feel like it was that hard of a foul for one.
no,
to
and like
even
we talked about the
to
bad boys
even
before you came on.
ignite
Yeah,
the
that would
major push.
have been a regular play back in the day. That'd have been a regular play.
Even during that, like we were
Yeah.
explaining it earlier, during that time of the NBA, that was common fouls then because like I just remember the games were
Yeah.
lower scoring then, and like after the Pistons like were done, they changed all the rules to pick up the tempo because everybody was good at defense and everybody could play defense because everybody could foul. It was harder fouls. It was more contact.
But back in the Bad Boys day, that could have been anybody taking out Bill Laimbeer. He would have thrown a punch back and it would have been over. They would have thrown hands and it would have been over.
Yeah.
It would have been it. It wouldn't have been someone pushes somebody and
Right.
runs to the scores table and lays down. That wouldn't have been what happened. They would have settled it like men on the court.
Right. Right.
Right,
Yeah.
but also, Ron Artest was also going through therapy and all that for his attitude. So he was doing the smart thing. All right, I'm going to take myself out of this situation. I'm going to lay
That's
down here
what
and take
he said
me a
he
nice
was
little
doing.
snooze. But these
Yeah.
stupid
Okay, but-
Detroit fans wasting $8 beers.
Yeah.
Okay, but you also have to realize that you incited that by laying down. You're basically
y'all can't even
mocking.
afford those beers.
You're basically mocking everybody there by laying down on the scorer's table, just drawing attention to yourself. If you need to take 5 to count, go take yourself back to the locker room, bro. Go back out of there. Take yourself away from that. But you didn't do that.
Okay,
You wanted the
okay.
attention.
Okay, so you're defending if a player does that. You're defending it's okay to throw something at him.
I'm not defending it. I'm saying that's what
That's
happened.
what you're
I'm saying you
defending,
put
Landon.
yourself.
I think
yourself in a
that was the match.
situation-
That was the match on all the fire and gasoline. Like all
You
the
put
fire
yourself
and
in a-
gasoline. That's what that was the match. Was that cut?
Oh yeah.
Right. You could say the guy threw the beer, but he was also laying on the scorer's table like, hey, look at me. Everybody in this whole place, look at me. I just caused all this, and I'm going to lay here and
But he
just
caused-
basically taunt everybody. That's what he was doing.
Like what he caused was like not that big of a deal. I think that's the whole thing. Was like it was between the players at
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
fans didn't even have to get involved. Like none of that. Like it was
Yeah,
like
it was
we-
over.
we can have the conversation about him
But-
laying on the table and like in that.
Okay, so I
But-
got something. I got something for you guys. If we flip this around, right, and this happens in Indiana,
Uh-huh.
right, the home of we don't know who we are, we're the Hoosiers, okay? This happens in Indiana, right? Does it something different happen if Ben Wallace is laying on the table and one of y'all guys throws a beer at him?
No, I
Is it-
don't think that the same
No.
thing happens because of the time period now and this last year with NBA. Let's kind of rewind
No.
and go back, because I think so. What it?
Well,
like,
hold on. Let me answer that, Kevin.
There's so much time and it's so slow in between that. Where do the officiating kind of speed things up and like, hey, we got to end this game? So because you can kind of point it to the officiating too, right?
No, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is there's crazy people everywhere, right? There's not crazy fans just in Detroit,
yeah,
right?
but they're the ones that did it. Like,
Right. Okay,
No.
but
say
that,
what you
but
want. They're the ones that did
Yeah.
it.
first of all, this happened 45 minutes north of Detroit, anyways. Okay,
Yeah.
and and there's crazy people everywhere,
Oh,
not
sure.
just in Auburn Hills, Michigan, right? And who knows? That guy could have been from Indiana. We don't know his backstory. We
Oh,
don't know where that guy was from.
Yeah, we do.
We do. Where's he from?
Beast
Hey,
Lansing.
to
Beast
me,
Lansing.
he's probably your neighbor. Hold on.
I think he's from
So
Muncie.
here's my thing. I
think he went to
don't
Ball
care.
State.
I literally I literally don't care that it was Detroit or who it was. Like, I don't, that has nothing to do. I'm just looking at the situation as whole. And like I said, it's not like we chose Ron Artest as our golden boy to represent Indiana basketball anyways. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're defending him. It's just defending the actions. He never would have went in the stands if that didn't happen. Bottom line,
fact.
regardless of he was trying to be a showman or not, it never would have happened. So I don't care if it's a Detroit fan or not. If it was a Pacers fan, I'd be like, that dude should never enter the building again. Like, that's a grown man that you just threw a beer on. Like, that's one of the most disrespectful things you can do.
That was a heck of a throw, though, Blake. That was a heck of a throw.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
Hey, if we're playing cornhole, I'm picking him.
Yeah, that was
right straight from his jail cell. He can throw those cornhole things all day long, man.
And
nobody's defending.
And how big of and how big of a douchebag was he on the documentary?
Oh, dude, he was
for sure,
super.
Right. Even all these years later, he still has to act like that. Yeah.
I know. Like, you could not have been happy that he was representing Detroit.
He was actually.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You guys missed that. He's from Muncie. He's not from Detroit. He traveled up here to watch the game. You know, he's not even a Detroit fan. He's from Muncie.
Oh, so he's a Pacers fan. He was just trying to give Ron Artest a beer.
Yeah, he thought he was thirsty, man. Come on, he paid $12 for that beer.
He was.
Hold on, and all the other people.
He was arrested in.
Let me guess. All the other people in the arena that was
for assaulting a woman.
Sorry.
And he also served a DUI in Michigan in 2014. So yeah, apparently he has some issues.
I like how they asked him, "Hey, do you regret any of that?" He's like, "Yeah, I wish I would have tripped him sooner." I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, he's being a straight dick about it.
Yeah,
straight dick.
Yeah, that was the comment.
Yeah, I wish I would have.
It's funny.
Do you feel bad that the wrong guy got punched for it? You know, you wish he would have got punched. No, man, I wish they would have knocked him out. Come on, just be a man and own what you did.
Yeah, I bet that dude has zero friends.
Right.
They seem like
that was, and then. Hey, am I on delay with you guys?
You are on delay. That's why we're like kind of waiting.
That's what I thought. This is. I know. I'm sitting here talking, and.
So originally when this came out,
nothing I can do about that.
everybody's perception because of the media was like, the players are bad. These gazillionaires shouldn't be up in the crowd. They get pampered with too much money and blah, blah, blah. And I totally, when this happened, was like, yeah, the players shouldn't have done this. And today, I totally do not feel that way. Like, I feel like the players were defending themselves.
Yeah.
I also feel like the media gave those players a stigmatism of thug this, thug that, and they're bad people, and just trash these players under the thug name. Because I also remember these guys were the same age as me growing up. This is when I was going clubbing and stuff like that. So it brought back memories of like people just looking at you a whole different way, and like the media just tarnished all these guys because of that.
I think it's important to look at the one piece of the documentary where what they put in there was from the was the prosecutor where he talked about how they actually investigated everything And then they also talk about the Supreme Court justice who said that they looked at it from every single camera angle and said that basically Jermaine O'Neal had every right to do everything that he did.
Absolutely.
You know, and they said that Ron Artest had every right to punch the guy that came on the court. He didn't have the right to run up in the stands and punch the guy that, you know, probably shouldn't have been punched. But it seemed like, and then
but at that moment he didn't know. He thought that was the guy.
he thought it was him. Yeah. And even Steven Jackson's punch, like he didn't punch anybody till the dude hit Ron Artest with the beer. Like he hit somebody that hit, you know, Ron Artest. So he was defending Ron Artest. So it's, you know, I feel like in today's media, first of all, the media will not throw the word thug around. You would not have heard those words.
Not today.
Especially not from ESPN. ESPN do not have the same gall to do that today.
Right.
So, and then secondly, Howard Stern really threw those guys under the bus quick.
Yeah.
David Stern.
Yeah, sorry, David Stern.
David Stern. Yeah.
I think Howard's a different.
Yeah. But yeah, Howard Stern really threw him under the bus, and you know, and they asked how, you know, because he said something about it being unanimous, and he was like 1-0.
One against one another. Yeah.
Right. He was the judge and jury. Right. He was the only guy that mattered at the time.
Yeah, right. I feel like Silver probably would do things a little differently because, like, I think Kevin brought up the fact that the players' union is a little bit stronger now than what it was.
Right.
So it might have played out a little bit differently.
Right.
I got a question for you guys.
Right.
So Reggie Miller in that documentary, he said had Jermaine O'Neal squared up and hit that guy straight on because he slipped when he hit him, right?
Yeah.
If he would have hit him straight on, he would have killed him.
Yep.
Is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think that's a fact? Like he would have had that?
I believe if he had a clean shot at that guy is smaller than me, and you're going against Jermaine O'Neal that's 7 foot, 300 pounds, and a world.
And he had he had momentum coming too, right? He was winding up and everything.
Yeah,
like he was
world class, and it was like a Donkey Kong punch, dude. Like if he did not slip, that took probably half the momentum off that foot. I think he would have crushed that guy's face.
Right, he would have. Yeah. That. You look at that, like, man, Jermaine O'Neal's a big dude, man, and ain't nobody trying to go after him, and he's not even as big as Ben Wallace was. Ben Wallace was just a brick house.
Yeah.
But if them guys, who's ballsy enough to square up with them guys? Who's going to go out there and be like, hey, I want to fight this guy. I'm half of his size. No.
Yeah. And that's what Rich was saying. Like they came on the court, clenched fist, and like they're ready and talking crazy. Like you're on the floor. You're not ever supposed to be on the floor.
No.
First of all. Yeah. Secondly, you're running up on a work. What do you expect? Like you're like it's a world class athlete. Like you have a chance. Yeah, you know,
right. And those players, I mean, there was so many people around, they didn't know it. It could have been everybody in the stands versus them. They didn't know
it was 12
what these guys' intentions were.
None of the fans went after the Pistons. The Pistons got off the floor. I do remember watching the replays. I remember Larry Brown came back out and got on the microphone. I do remember that. But
we had everybody. We had everybody in the stands. We had Rick Mahorn was out there because Rick Mahorn was calling the game. So Rick Mahorn was up there trying to get people off of the Pacers players. Rasheed Wallace was out there trying to get people off.
Rasheed, Rasheed went up and he was trying to stop it. Yeah, out of all people.
Yeah,
Rasheed Wallace. Yeah.
Well, that's why I wish they would have done more like a roundtable thing at the end where they could have had 3 or 4 Pacers players, and 3 or 4 Pistons players.
Because I keep hearing that they're going to do there's a second episode to it that comes out the 17th.
Oh, really? That would be.
Can you guys hear?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, it's for a different one. It's basically a season, but each episode is a different thing in sports. I don't think this episode has anything to do with
with the Malice.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed. Like I felt like I think I text you guys. I felt like I already kind of knew a lot of that stuff. I mean, there was a few small details, but like you said, Landon, I kind of wish maybe you got Ron Artest and Ben Wallace together and they talked about it and how, opposite sides, what was going through your head. Because like you said, ultimately they're athletes. They're kind of friends off the court. Probably, I guarantee you neither one of them wanted it to escalate, to that. and then obviously it gave the sport a black eye. So yeah, I would have liked more kind of that rawness, I think,
Yeah, I mean, obviously they talked to Ben Wallace for it, but I don't think he was anywhere near the other guys. It was more just probably a Zoom call or something to get him to
Yeah.
go, ask him a couple things.
Yeah.
He didn't say very much. You know what I
No, he
mean?
Yeah.
But
didn't
if they
really.
could I know Rip Hamilton's talked on All the Smoke about this before, so some of the
Yeah.
guys are willing to talk about it,
Right.
because Rip Hamilton
Yeah.
and Stack came up together.
And
Right.
yeah, and you gotta think of too. All these guys are really close. I remember Rip Hamilton um, talking to Reggie at the end of that retirement game because it was against the Pistons, and like they talked for a long time. Like all those guys were friends. Like the last game was
Yeah.
in the
Just like,
Pistons. They had much respect and much love for each one another.
yeah, it's
Hey,
just like today. It's just like today's league.
Yeah,
I was a Reggie Miller fan. Man, I liked Reggie. Reggie was a killer.
Blake hates Reggie.
Only
Reggie
one
was
man you cheer for in the 90s,
Reggie,
boys and girls.
Reggie was a killer. No, I couldn't mess with
GOAT.
Jordan, man.
Was the GOAT.
Couldn't.
That's awesome.
Uh,
That's awesome.
Kevin, when I just got disconnected, but I think you were kind of going into a little bit of how the media handled it. I don't know how much you guys talked about that, but yeah, I had the same thoughts. Like, what would it be like today if this happened? For one, what would happen to the fans? Two, what would happen to the players? Imagine even more footage would be out because everybody's, cell phones. I mean, I know phones were out
Right.
probably then as
Right.
well, but not like they are now, and then calling them thugs and, and just
Yeah,
immediately
that's what I
labeling
took.
it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I
Right.
thought that
So we
you
went
couldn't get away
over
with that today.
we went over the thug thing because that's like a low-key word that you call black people, right? So that
Yeah.
me hearing that is like, and like I was telling Richard and Landon, like I was the same age as these guys growing up at that time. You know what I'm saying? So like you were hearing that out, and like the media just straight bashed those guys for defending themselves essentially, and like
Yeah.
thug this, thug that. They're spoiled players, blah blah
Yeah.
blah, right?
Yeah.
But like
But it was
we were
but it was okay when Larry Bird and Bill Laimbeer were fighting each other.
right, Dr. Day and all them.
I mean,
But
to be fair,
yeah,
they weren't fighting the fans. I mean,
yeah,
Well,
that
that's
is
Yeah.
true. Yeah. That's true.
That's true.
And they were
I
fighting like they were fighting like grown men. They were going after each other. They didn't just kind of push and then go lay down for a bit, count to five.
So bitter.
I honestly think
He's
that
so loyal. He's
Let's-
so
let's
loyal
count.
to his squad,
that's a
dude.
five. Yeah.
He's literally defending a proven douchebag who went onto Netflix to show everyone how big of a
Ain't nobody.
douchebag he was.
No, hey, ain't nobody. No, you were gone, Blake. I went after that guy. I went after that guy. He's a bozo. But
Yeah.
that doesn't change the
Okay.
fact. That doesn't change the fact that Ron Artest wanted no part of Ben Wallace. He wanted to go lay down. So hey,
Well, of course.
Blake, if me and you are gonna fight, if we're playing basketball and we're shoving each other, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. We're not gonna go lay down, right? Let's do
I'm
it.
gonna go lay down, dude. I'm
Right.
gonna limp. I ain't trying to fight. No.
Okay.
I'm out. I got kids. I'm out.
Okay, 20 years ago then. 20 years ago. How about that?
Hey, I'd be like, hey, let's just go have a beer. We'd be good, dude. I ain't trying to fight, dude. I've never been a fighter, man. I think I said on this podcast one time, I got one scuffle, and that was on a basketball court, and it was kind of a similar situation. I literally had no choice but to defend myself because the guy just two-hand pushed me when I was going in for a layup and just threw me into the wall.
That's dangerous.
And he was well, for this story, he's at least 6'8". No, I'm just kidding. He was probably like
For this
6.
story,
He was huge. I mean, he outweighed me by 100
it's
pounds,
five,
and I was
5'3".
and it was like a church event, and I didn't know what to do, but I was mad, so I just kind of like went up to him and I just jumped up, I grabbed onto his neck, and then he just went boom and just slammed me on the ground, and I was like, I'm never fighting again. That's it, man.
That's awesome.
And I literally picked on the biggest guy too, but I felt like I had no choice. And luckily,
That's the
some of
way
my
to go
friends were there to pull me. Yeah, luckily one of my buddies was there to pull him off of me, or I'd probably still have a black eye.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
I honestly
Good.
think that the media today would side with the players more, especially since this past year the fans were just on one this past
Oh,
year as far
man.
as spitting on players, throwing stuff, and just
Yeah.
altercation with players. I think if it was to happen today, it'd be a totally different story, and it'd
Right,
be
and none of those were in Detroit. You know why? Because our team sucks. So we
there.
don't
You
bother with throwing things and none of that no more. Our team's
go.
horrible, so
There's no
it doesn't matter.
Entertainment.
It doesn't matter.
Detroit fans are hoping a fight breaks out just so they get excited about something.
Right. Hey, man, come on.
Absolutely. I did end up feeling like the biggest loser at the end of the documentary was Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him and Miller. Yeah, him and Miller. I feel like
Yeah, I felt bad more
Okay.
for Jermaine than Miller. Yeah.
yeah.
I got a
'cause
question.
Jermaine's
I got
whole
a question
career
for you guys.
for that.
So all those Pacers that they talked to were pretty dead set on the fact that they were going to win in 05. If Artest didn't get suspended for the year, the Pacers were the best team that year. You guys want to plant the flag on that?
I mean, there are
Was
other
Jordan-
analysts. There are other analysts that say that Pacers were the team to beat that year. I mean, it was
on paper.
on paper.
I could give you that they might have taken the Pistons out, but the Pistons lost to the Spurs that year in the finals. I don't know that you guys beat them the way that they
Hold
played.
on. Was this before Jordan? What year is this?
05.
This is 05.
Oh crap! Okay, this is after Jordan then.
Yeah. So
Right?
Pistons
Yeah,
won
when
in
did-
04.
Where were you at?
Swing.
Sorry, I was
What?
thinking this was still when Jordan was dominating. I was like, hold on, why are the Pacers even in talks of a championship?
Blake,
Jordan must not be
Blake,
playing.
Blake, you remember 05? You took $100 from me. You remember that? We put $100 on the Pistons against the Spurs. You took $100 from me. You remember that?
Oh, did I? Oh man, yeah. I remember that now.
Yeah.
The only
like-
bet I've ever won.
Right. But I don't know. I don't know that the Pacers win. I mean, you can't say, yeah, we would have won it for sure. 7 games into the season, you don't know how it plays out.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
You can't assume that nobody gets hurt or Reggie didn't even play that game that whole thing went down. And
Yeah.
the Pacers were a better team that day.
he was in
but-
a hand cast.
Right.
Yeah.
But who's to say that they won that one game doesn't mean you're going to win a 7-game series? And I mean, you could say that they did have a heck of a squad though. They had a good
Yeah,
team.
they were deep. They were deep.
Yeah.
They were good in 04. I mean,
Mhm.
they were good in 04 and 05.
Yeah.
Yep. You got to have those pieces, that's for sure.
But
Man, there was something else I was going to touch on about that whole thing. I can't remember it now, which does no good. Dang it.
but yeah, and you guys said that Jermaine O'Neal produced it.
He was a producer, yeah.
It was a producer.
Oh, he was?
because you can still like it almost was like Artest. They talked to Ron maybe 5 minutes the whole time, but it was all about Jermaine O'Neal and the whole documentary to me.
Yeah, it was his story. It was him trying to show that, there was more to it than just a bunch of dudes charging the fan, going after the fans, because they were made to look like, as they said, thugs. They were made to look like they were jail guys, just, going after people for no reason.
Yeah.
And that's what he wanted to show. And I think everybody can agree that that's what happened. The fans were out of control that day, and
Yep.
and the players were defending themselves. But I would have liked to hear more from the players than just, we only heard from a couple guys, and like Reggie only said a couple things. I would have liked to heard from even the coaches, Larry Brown, Carlisle. Would have been nice to hear why his starters were still out there.
Right.
That's why I was like, I felt like it could have been either a 2-parter or more than an hour. I mean, I kind of like, when it was over, I was like, okay, cool. Like I kind of knew a lot of that stuff, like I mentioned earlier. But I thought I heard Ron Artest say on All the Smoke that he just wishes he didn't like flop. Like when Ben pushed him, he kind of like stumbled back and kind of put on that show like you're talking about, Landon. Like I'm pretty sure I heard a clip of him saying like, I just wish I just would have just took the push and didn't go further with it. But I'll have to go back and listen to that episode.
Maybe he's describing the difference between a foul and then a flagrant. You know what I'm saying? So then it
I don't
doesn't
know.
take as much time. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I could have sworn I saw a clip of him saying that he just wishes he didn't like flop like on that when he pushed him, but I don't know. So I'll have to go back and listen to it. But
so if he stands his ground, it doesn't go lay down, then nothing.
Yeah,
was no opportunity.
Well, yeah.
There's no
Yeah, I mean,
opportunity for no one to throw nothing at him. I mean, I guess they
Right.
could throw some onto the court, but good luck hitting
Right.
somebody in the face from 50 rows
Right.
up or where that guy was at.
Right.
Right.
But those guys did on their
but
way
that
out.
also,
They got hit with all kinds of stuff. On their
Yeah.
way
Oh
out
my
of the
God!
arena.
On their way out, yeah. Jermaine O'Neal had every right to be mad on the way out when they were throwing chairs. Like you could see, like just the fumes off of him after that moment. Like that was something that I did remember. Like they're just pouring drinks, dousing drinks, throwing chairs, all this. And
Yeah.
you got to think too. He's in survival mode. That's like thousands of people against you.
I think that's what makes me mad is like when you hear the comments from the media, and I get it. It's it's what they have to do. They have to talk about it. It's like the most ridiculous thing ever. But it's like I just wish they would just stop and be like, hey, listen, this is what happens when athletes with their testosterone at a 1,000% are are competing, and then you throw something at them. Like these are grown. Like I guess I understand where the players are coming from. Like where are you to protect us? It's like this is what I was going to say earlier. I get sick of people saying like just because they're an athlete, they criticize them for they're just stupid overpriced athletes.
Yeah, that's what
Like
they kept. Yeah.
we don't say that about any other industry, anybody else that makes money. Like we never. Well, who cares what they say? They're just an athlete or they just play basketball. Like that thing always. I've talked about that before. That always chaps me. That like these guys aren't supposed to make money. And then you call them thugs and all that. That was the part I didn't. I still don't like when people say that. They make a lot of money because they bring in a lot of money. Period.
Yeah,
know.
Yeah. But we're not telling doctors to give back money and stuff like that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and and it's just to me, it's just like it's all the fan because like you don't go to a ballet and throw something at the dancer on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like they're a performer. They're a performer. They're defensives. Like of course they're gonna be mad. Like I totally get it. They're gonna be mad.
Yeah.
They're gonna be pissed.
We see what happens every single time someone rushes a wrestling ring, right?
Oh my God!
They
Yeah,
get
and I'm so
beat.
pro that, dude. Yeah, they beat those guys like down, dude, and I love it.
But how many of those people run into that ring because they just want to get beat up by John Cena?
Yeah. What was that? The latest one, the dude ran into the ring during the Bret Hart ceremony and it attacked Bret Hart.
Oh, I saw that.
Smash, dude.
Yeah, he should have got it. I mean, how disrespectful. God. Damn, someone said, oh, man. What a low life. He was probably from Detroit.
He probably was.
Probably.
Wow.
One of the things that kind of lasted with me at the end of the documentary was when Ron Artest left the Pacers. He left the Pacers, and of course, it kind of really frustrated, obviously, Jackson and O'Neal because they felt like he caused the problem and he just left.
He ran away from
shambles. And I honestly believe that was a catalyst for Reggie Miller retiring. And then so he leaves and he goes to the Lakers, right? And he wins a championship. And they interview Ron Artest, and one of the interviewers is super giddy. You left all your guys, and look at you. You won a championship. And Ron Artest's response, you could see like he was like, even he realized he fucked up.
Yeah.
He called himself a coward.
He did.
It was almost like he knew that he didn't deserve that.
Exactly. Like he was embarrassed by the whole situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually kind of respected that because I think that was kind of like his, I don't know if I'm gonna call it the street in him, the brotherhood in him that was like, I know what I did. I left my boys behind. We went through a lot of crap. I left them. Now I'm celebrating this championship. It's great, but I think I like that other squad better. That's what I got from that little segment,
I'm pretty sure he didn't divide his ring up and give it to his buddies, though. I'm pretty sure he kept that ring to himself.
No, yeah, for sure.
He didn't feel that. He didn't feel that bad about it. Come on.
God, you just really dislike Ron Artest. You're giving this
Ron
guy
Artest,
nothing.
Hey, Ron Artest is the everyday Rodman, man. That's a guy you want on your team, and you absolutely hate him when he's not on your team. So I'm the second one.
That's what Reggie Bush said, was that everybody has that guy on the team that
You
everybody
have to.
You need that guy. Yeah.
You have to.
That-
Absolutely.
That's what's funny, because the Detroit Pistons throughout the years have always had Ron Artest type players.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
you would love
Exactly.
him if he was on your team.
And the bad boys had a couple of those guys, a couple of them type of dudes on their
the
team.
reason why they're called the bad boys.
Right. That's how it happens. And I'm not saying anything bad about the guy. I'm just saying that he didn't give that championship ring back to the guys that. So here's a question to you guys: what happened to Jermaine O'Neal after that year? Did he went to play for a couple more teams, or
he
got
here, then he went to Toronto, right? After
to Toronto,
yeah.
Didn't he jump on with the team? Didn't he try to jump on with the championship team one year and it just didn't work out or something?
Golden State later, like 2013, 2014, Golden State. Yeah.
He never got a ring though, right? He never got it. He never got a
he never got a ring. I think he's a 7-time All-Star.
Jermaine O'Neal was a baller, man. Jermaine O'Neal he was a heck of a ball player.
He was nice. Yeah.
I remember him and Rashid had some serious battles in the post.
Yeah.
So he played for Portland, Pacers, Toronto, Miami, Boston, Phoenix, and then Golden State.
Yeah.
Did he make a run with Boston then? Was he on one of them teams where Boston was good for a while?
I think. Hold on. Is that like 2011, Blake? Is Boston?
Boston was good job. 2010 through 2012.
Were they making a run those years? I know they only won that one when they had KG and all them guys, but
I don't know how. I can't. Your basketball knowledge is better than mine.
That sounds like
some
battles with LeBron right there, right? Those seem to be probably the ones against LeBron.
Yeah, probably
if you're looking at 2011, yeah.
It's been pretty fun to be an NBA fan throughout all these years, seeing all these new players and all,
new eras.
So what's up, Landon? What's been going on with you, man? Hold on, buddy. Aren't you pregnant?
Am I? No.
Yes, you are.
No, I will never be.
Oh no,
that's not a thing.
If your wife's pregnant, you're pregnant, buddy.
Okay, then yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh-huh.
Congrats. Do you guys know if it's a boy or girl yet?
And we're too old for it, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, you are.
Girl.
A girl?
Girl.
So what's your? You have 2 others, right?
3. We have 2 boys and a girl.
So 2 boys and a girl, and then another girl on the way.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Thanks for being such a good friend, Blake.
Hey man, I can't keep track of everybody. I don't even know how many kids I have.
Hold on. Landon, how old are you?
4. So I'm 1 day older than Blake. 1 day older.
Yeah.
So 40.
40. Yep.
Yep. Big 4-0. You feeling it in the bones yet?
Oh yeah, every morning, dude. Every morning, I'm like, why? Just why?
Dude. Are you still changing filters?
Yeah, every day, bro. Every day.
So that's if you guys don't know, that's how I know Landon. We worked at the same company, and then I can't remember when we first met. Probably just at like regional meetings or whatever, right?
Yeah. Back in the day. I mean, that's
with my buddy Brian or whatever his name was.
Your boy, yep.
You should tell them that story.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to be 40 and about to have a newborn, dude?
Tough. It's tough. I blame coronavirus, man. Too much sitting at home. What are you gonna do? Hey, come on, man. What are you gonna do?
We almost got through a pod without COVID.
You could always just watch Netflix, bro.
I just got Netflix today just to watch this freaking documentary, bro. I was trying to get the code from Blake to get it for free. I had to pay $9 to watch that thing.
I was telling them I don't trust anybody that doesn't have Netflix, man.
Come on, man. So I can watch a doc about ripping on Detroit people. That's awesome. That's what I wanted to do on a freaking
Now you can watch all the serial killer docs you want.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
pretty sure
at least for next month.
Yeah. I'm almost finished with Staircase.
Oh, the one with the owl?
With the what?
Have you got to the owl theory?
No, I don't think so. I think I only have like 2 more episodes. So
Okay, so this is the one where the dude is outside drinking and he hears his wife and he goes in to get her. Is that
oh
that?
yeah.
And he
She
goes.
fell down the staircase.
She
Yeah, I
fell
thought it
down.
was. Yeah, I thought it was
Wait,
new,
wasn't
but
it on
apparently it's not.
2020?
Staircase,
Probably.
Staircase came out like 2018, 2019.
No, but
Oh,
I
really?
think this story was on 2020 where they
Oh
didn't
yeah,
know who
it's a really popular story. Yeah, it's a really
Yeah.
famous story.
they didn't know who killed it. They're trying to blame a bird for killing somebody or something,
They
right?
said
Uh,
an owl had been in the house, and one of the theories was that an owl attacked her and made her fall down the stairs. Like, and that
oh
was
my
why she
God.
had the slashes on her head.
Is that at the end? Is that like the last 2 episodes? Or did I just missed
I
that?
don't know if that ever gets shown as an actual thing in the podcast. That's why I don't know if it's in there, Blake.
So
Okay.
this is a podcast, not a show.
It's a
No,
show. It's
it's
called The Staircase.
pretty.
Watch it,
It,
Kevin. It's pretty interesting.
That's
I've
what
been.
so it's kind of like the Twilight Zone or something like that.
No.
no, it's
No, it's actual stories, right? It's actual story, like real life.
Documentary. They talk to the dude and they talk to the family and they kind of go over the case and they do the whole forensics and the blood splatter and all that. It's like it was.
But it's never solved, right? It's never solved at the end. Like we don't actually know if the owl did this or what happened.
Blake, I don't want to spoil it for you.
yeah. You can though. Go ahead. I'll finish. I mean,
He
I'm at
don't
the
have
point
time to
where
watch nothing.
Well, hold on. I'm at the. Shut up. I had it
They
on
don't-
while I was driving. I'm driving home from work. I ain't gonna lie.
There you go.
Hold on. So he was found. They were trying to get him to say that he was guilty, but he was like, "I'm not. I cannot say that I'm guilty." So then he had to get another lawyer. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay,
So
so I would just go with this. He did end up getting out, right? He's
Right.
out.
yeah,
The owl theory
I
is just a
figured.
theory. Nobody knows who killed him, but we will say there are some kids that do not talk to him. Some of his kids will not talk to him anymore.
But they supported him all throughout it.
So there were, I think, some of his daughters
Really?
dropped off eventually. The son,
Really?
I think, stayed with him through thick and thin. I'm pretty sure the
Yeah.
son kind of stayed, but I think one or
Right.
two of the daughters ended up just kind of dropping off because they got super suspicious about the whole thing.
Really?
Why do they call it staircase? Does every
Okay,
episode
so-
involve some kind of staircase?
No. So basically, here's the story, right? Guy's out. Apparently, a guy and his wife are outside by the pool. She leaves to go inside and falls down the stairs.
He's dead.
He doesn't. Yeah, they have been drinking. She fell down the stairs. He went in there, calls 911, freaking out. Oh my God, somebody get here. My wife has fallen. There's blood, yada, 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 right? They get here, and then it's this whole case. Like, just like all cases, they immediately,
Okay.
What?
So the whole thing is only one case. It's not a whole bunch of different cases involving staircases, right?
It's
just
wild
one.
case, dude. It's insane.
It's a wild case, and it's
They
very
find
like
stuff, and then they'll find stuff. Then they find other things. Then the defense is like, "Oh, this is over." Like it's an insane
What-
case. It's like
well-
I'm pretty sure the dude did it, but it's still like I don't know if you can really convict him on reasonable doubt, though.
there was just so much blood. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how you fall, but what I got most out of it was just how the judicial system works and how you have like these two lawyers who, I mean, obviously it's what their job is to either convict this person or set him free. And like, you have to believe them. I mean, this is like a 10-year ordeal. Like it took like, I mean, you got to think about that too. This is 10 years of this guy's life. If he was innocent,
Well,
he had to.
it's not that that you have to believe them. It's that you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, right?
Right. But here's the thing.
Right.
If he didn't do it, no different than any of us, right? We come home and our wives are, unfortunately dead or whatever, right? They're first probably going to come to each and every single one of us and start questioning us. And then they can start being, they can eat. Yeah, shut up. They can easily.
It was the python.
They always say the same thing.
It was the little Yorkie did it.
Yeah, exactly. It's that new doggy. I tripped over him and fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like you have to sit there and defend yourself, and then you got to pay lawyer fees, and then you got to we're all going to want to prove our innocence, no matter what. So it's just like, I mean, this guy, for 10 years of his life, whether if he did it or not, I mean, he literally had to commit his life to this. All of his money, all of his I mean, you just imagine, right? I mean, you guys know how long 10 years is.
So
You
every
guys
day.
spend
That's every day you're thinking
every
that.
day just hanging on you, the stress, and yeah. So I would think I was more like caught up in that. Like,
He's
man, what if
good.
he's innocent? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's another good series on there about the Innocence Project, and basically I think it's like 6 or 7 episodes, and each one is a different case about how people were put in jail based off of bunk science, right? So one of the bunk science
Yes,
they talk about is dental science, right? Where the
yes, I've
dental
seen that.
implant things. So it's turned out that whole thing is bunk, but people are still in jail based solely on dental science. So it's like, so you've
Yeah,
debunked that this science is not real or not good, but yet all these people you have in jail only based on that are still in jail.
right.
Right. And
That's
same thing with like blood spatter science. And then also eyewitnesses, like people have witnessed something. That's all, but then they come back and say, well, I'm pretty sure I seen it wrong or something different would
Right.
have happened. That person is still sitting in jail. Like there's
Yeah,
a lot of there's a lot of people in jail, I'm certain, that don't belong there.
yeah.
I
That's
mean, we
one
get
thing.
proven that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's one thing Kim Kardashian's been real big about, was like setting people free that shouldn't be in, reopening cases and stuff. I don't know how she's involved in it, but apparently she is. That's got to be that's got to be the worst feeling, man. Like, imagine sitting in a jail cell for nothing, like literally just maybe being at the
Not
wrong
doing
place,
anything.
wrong time, or just one person says, yeah, I think it was that guy right there. And the next thing you know, your whole world is just collapsed, man.
And these dudes on the Innocence Project, man, they were in jail for 20, 30 years. Like, it wasn't just a little bit, right? It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
a long time. And you
their
get
whole life.
you get nothing. You might get $1 million for 30 years. That's
That's
nothing.
nothing.
But basically, you're a criminal because you lived your whole life trying to figure out how to live in jail and become a criminal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Like, you
you
lost
have
that
to.
much. That doesn't pay for getting your life back for that amount of years.
Yeah, you have to evolve. Unfortunately, if you
Yeah.
go to jail, you gotta start acting like one, because that's how you blend in.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, it's good. If you
Yup.
have a staircase, watch it. There's some good
Yeah. I'm gonna have to tune into that.
there's some good ones on there. There's too many good ones
Nice.
on there.
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
I
now,
hate,
now, Landon can experience it.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for the next month.
yeah.
Hey, send me everything you got, guys, for the next month. I'll
There
try
you
to
go.
watch it.
There you go.
But I
Hey,
get my $8
watch.
worth.
Hold on. Watch The Last Dance.
Oh, I've seen
Oh,
that. Come on, man.
Okay.
okay. You better watch that.
That was on
Better be
ESPN. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't have all this free time that you guys have. Sit around and talk all
No,
the
man.
time. I just
Hey,
don't have all
I
that.
don't either, dude. It took me 3 weeks to watch that. I'm still not even done with it. So
Yeah. It took him
Let-
45 minutes to set up for the podcast.
hey, shut up, Kevin.
Hey,
you still eating crackers on the podcast.
Hey, we were ready at 9 o'clock, weren't we, Blake? We were set up ready to
Yeah,
go at 9 o'clock,
yeah,
and then
That's
yeah.
you guys
hilarious, man.
postponed it. That's what happened. You guys put us behind, man.
Oh, that was my fault.
Jinx it. Straight jinx.
Everything. We'll talk about that
Yeah.
later. Yep. That's all I got.
All right,
Um,
ready to
That was
roll
a
out.
good one.
Yeah.
Hey, Roy,
Landon-
real quick, guys. I appreciate you having me on, man. I've
Hey,
been a long time listener, first time caller.
All right.
Hey, Landon, can we hear the Detroit basketball?
Detroit basketball. I can't do it like Mason. I can't do it like Mason, but man, that guy, that's a hype man right there.
Yeah, is he
Dude,
still announcing there?
No, I took my son to the Little Caesars Arena because they blew the Palace up. That's not there anymore.
Yeah.
We actually play in Detroit now, so we're
Nice.
horrible. But yeah, he's not there no more.
Nice.
Once we started being horrible, he didn't want no part of it. No
Right.
part of it at all.
You guys don't need a hype man anymore.
Yeah, we don't. We got Cade though. We got Cade Cunningham. Whatever he's gonna do, I don't. He's already
I
getting
know that.
outplayed, but
I can't even think of a player on Detroit right now.
right?
I mean,
Me neither.
Yeah, Kay coming in, Jermaine Grant still there.
Jeremy Grant. He's all right. He'll be
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
That's
Blake
about
Griffin
it.
was trying to keep you. Blake Griffin was trying to keep you guys cool for a minute, but did you
We
like him at
accidentally
all?
got a guy. We accidentally signed a guy named Blake. That didn't go so well. So
Yeah. He was too busy
I
doing
hate
Kia
you.
commercials.
I don't miss you at all.
we're gonna send him back to Mishawaka or whatever the heck you guys are from, man. It's fine.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But no, for real, guys. Thanks for having me on, man.
Man, thanks
I
for
appreciate
coming
it,
on.
guys.
Yeah, thanks for
We'll do it
coming.
again. Hey, I'll have to
Good
get